the cow story of our current issue, that is on the farm crisis. Not just on the farm crisis, lots have been written already about the farm crisis, but this is about the role of a middleman during a crisis. Whether it is a glut or whether it is a huge scarcity, the hit is always taken by the farmer. The hit is taken by the producer. So here we have a very dramatic example of a farmer, a potato farmer from from Haryana, who sold his produce for just 11 paise per kilo. So he is selling his, this is the farmer, we have put him on the cover, Sukhpal Singh. He is 69 years old. He is from a village called Babain in Haryana. When a farmer like Sukhpal Singh sells his produce for 11 paise per kilo, very close to Delhi, how much do we pay for the same kind of produce? I'm not saying the same lot, but the same kind of produce in the same season. Here in Delhi, from the market where I buy my grocery, here it is sold at 20 rupees per kilo. That is, at one end it is 11 paise per kilo, and at another end it is 20 rupees per kilo. So the producer gets 11 paise and a consumer, I'm a consumer, you're a consumer, we people who are living in the cities and who are not producers or not involved in the supply chain, we are just consumers. So at the other end of the spectrum, we are spending 20 rupees per kilo. So there is a huge yawning gap of 19.89 paise. Who gets this? This is the story that we have done. This is what we have tried to explain. In a time of farm crisis, in a time of glut, in a time of plenty, the farmer gets hit. In a time of scarcity, in a time of say lack of rainfall, lack of water, a real crisis again, there again the farmer gets hit. And the farmer loses money. Either during the glut or during a scarcity, the farmer gets hit. He ends probably by committing suicide. So this is the story. Pragya Singh had travelled extensively. This is a story from Haryana, but Pragya Singh had travelled, my colleague Pragya Singh had travelled extensively in Western UP, trying to understand what is exactly happening. And she also went to Delhi's biggest two mandis, that is the Azadpur Mandi and also the Ghazipur Mandi. So Pragya, explain, how does this happen? This is an extreme case of 11 paise, but you have seen cases of people selling at 2 rupees per kilo?
2 rupees, and also people say that they sold for 1 rupee a kilo. So how it happens is that the good crop which came out in January this year, that's when the government could have smelled that there's a problem, because the cold storage already was full, they were emptying out. These guys were lining up, the farmers were lining up right from central UP to western UP to put their stock into the cold storage. But the traders were not very interested in buying, which shows us that at the very first stage where the farmer sells his produce, he was just not getting good prices. Now there was no mechanism for them to figure out that whether the prices will fall later or rise later. So they ended up selling, making a loss right at that step. So when the middleman puts the crop in the mandi, by the time it reaches the mandi, there is already a 2 to 3 time increase.